Hey there geeks and geekettes, you may have noticed all up my Marvel Legends, and it's New York Toy Fair 2020 this weekend. So there's some huge announcements and I'm going to give you a rundown of those announcements. Stay tuned. So there were that many announcements from Toy Fair that I have actually had to make 3 pages of notes. Now I've already sort of taken my photos off online, etc. ready for this list. So here we go. So the retro Spider-Man wave. So far these are the only confirmed announcements for this wave, but apparently there will be more. So first figure is Gwen Stacy with a swappable Mary Jane Watson head. This figure looks pretty cool. These are, they say retro Spider-Man wave. The carded background looks a lot like the Spider-Man animated series. I think it is actually based on that. So maybe we'll get some more characters from the animated series. We also get a Peter Parker. Looks like the Steve Ditko era with a swappable half Spidey, half Peter Parker face, which was used for his spider sense in the comics. And there's definitely the Spider-Man based on the TV series, or sorry, the cartoon series from when I was a kid. Apparently it's got better articulation and this figure looks awesome. Of course you'll be seeing images right now. And if I only pick one figure up out of this line, it will be the animated Spider-Man from that TV series. Apparently it's got improved articulation, and these are carded figures and the cards do look awesome. I do love the animated series. It was sort of my window into Marvel Comics when I was a kid. I watched the earlier stuff, Spider-Man and Friends, but that was sort of the first thing I watched religiously. That, the X-Men cartoon and Batman the Animated Series. So then we've got the Gameverse Avengers wave. Now obviously the game isn't out yet, and I don't think I want many of these characters because Iron Man and Captain America are in the line, and I've got 3 of each. I've got 3 Captain Americas, I've got 3 Iron Men. Oh no, I've got I've got 5 or 6 Iron Men, and I've got 3 Captain Americas, so I'm not going to be collecting more variations of them. I'd rather have a wider range of figures. Says me with 4 Thors, 3 Deadpools. So the Gamers Avengers wave. This comes with an Abomination Build-A-Figure. I'll show that at the end. So this features game characters and comic book characters, and I'm, to be honest, more interested in the comic book characters. So of the comic book characters, we get the Leader, which is a cool looking figure. I don't have any or many Hulk based figures at all. I'm not sure why. Just obviously Build-A-Figures are quite hard to get, and I'm quite new to collecting Legends. And then we've got Rage, a character I don't know that much about, but again, this figure, it does look pretty awesome. So maybe I'll read a bit about Rage and then decide whether I want him or not. Then we have Marvel. Now I used to have, one of the first Legends I ever bought was Marvel, and I'm not sure where he went. I had Marvel, the Emma Frost that everyone hated, as well as this Deadpool and Punisher. I bought them all around the same time with the Beast that's in the background there. So I'd quite like to get that Marvel to replace the Toy Biz one that I've lost. Also we've got Mach 1. I have no idea who Mach 1 is, so please let me know in the comments below where he's from and if it's worth me reading up on him. So the game versions are Miss Marvel, aka Kamala Khan, and to me just looks like a slight variant on a Kamala Khan Legends figure that they brought out previously. It just looks like a repaint. It doesn't look that much different, but I don't own the figure, so maybe it is a lot different. I don't know. But it almost looks comic book accurate, which has thrown me off a little. Then of course we get the Gameverse Iron Man, the Gameverse Captain America, and then you get the Build-A-Figure, which is Abomination, and he actually looks incredible. But I can't afford this full wave to build the Abomination figure and then sort of army build Captain America and Iron Man. So I'll probably be skipping most of this range. I think I'll be skipping all of it, to be honest, and it's a shame because I'd love to have the Build-A-Figure Abomination. There's also a Target exclusive Gameverse Star Boost Iron Man. Awesome looking figure, but obviously I've got loads of Iron Men, and it's Target exclusive, which means if you live in the UK like I do, you're not going to get it unless you pay over the top on eBay, and I won't pay over sort of cost price for any figures. Next up is a wave I'm really excited for because it was one of my favourite of the multiverse comic book storylines, and it is Age of Apocalypse X-Men Sugarman Build-A-Figure wave. This wave looks incredible. So first up we've got Morph, and he looks brilliant. I love the look of this figure. I love the book that this figure come from, or all of these figures come from. So next up we've got Dark Beast, and that figure looks incredibly detailed. Now I've watched some footage of Shartimus Prime at New York Toy Fair, a closer look at these figures, and I want the whole wave. So third up is Wild Child from Age of Apocalypse, another really good looking figure that I would really want. Fourth is X-Man, or Nathan Grey, Nate Grey I believe he's called in Age of Apocalypse, another good looking figure that I would like. And number 5, holy shit, Weapon X from Age of Apocalypse. I have always wanted a Weapon X from Age of Apocalypse, complete with severed hand. I've got to get that figure. I don't have any Wolverine Marvel Legends, I've just realised, and with all these announcements I may end up with a few. So number 6 is Sunfire. It's a good looking figure. 7th is Jean Grey, which isn't the best looking figure, but it is comic book accurate. And I'd like it just to fill that collection out. This is the one wave I'm interested in completing because of this Build-A-Figure. Sugarman, he looks disgusting in the best way possible. He looks as disgusting as he did in the comic, and he was a really, really cool character. So yeah, and there's also a standalone Build-A-Figure, and it is Apocalypse himself. This thing looks awesome. It looks like a big figure, and he's probably going to be sort of £10 more than your standard Legend, and I want to pick it up. I want an Apocalypse figure. I want the whole range. Some of these I could take or leave, but not that range. I want the entire wave because I loved Age of Apocalypse. I know a lot of people didn't like it that much. I thought it was an outstanding book. So next up is, with the Fox and Disney deal, it was only going to be a matter of time before we started seeing the Foxiverse. I coined that, the Foxiverse. So we get 2 versions of Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. So we've got one in the white vest with 2 head sculpts. One's angry looking, one's sort of this passive look. And I also noticed he's got interchangeable claws. One a set of bone claws, the other a set of adamantium claws. This is an Amazon exclusive, and it is up for pre-order now. If you pay shipping from the States, you can actually pre-order it over here. And I'd like to, because I love Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, but these 2 versions are the wrong versions for me because they're from films that weren't that great. So the other is obviously Wolverine with the leather jacket from X-Men Origins Wolverine, which was a terrible film, but a brilliant game. If you can get the game, it's brutal, brilliant. So as much as I like Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, I don't want these particular figures. I'll wait until they bring something out from like Days of Future Past or the original X-Men movies. I do have Hugh Jackman Wolverines over there, I think the Toy Biz. And further into the Foxyverse, I shouldn't be calling it that, X-Men movie Mystique, and that's based on, by the look of it, Rebecca Romijn's version. I'm hoping it'll come with a second head where we can get the Jennifer Lawrence head, because they were the same character, just older and younger versions. Then we get X-Men movie Professor X, and this is where this range has impressed me. It comes with both Patrick Stewart's head and James McAvoy's head sculpt, so you can change the figure into either timelines of those characters. And they've done exactly the same with the movie version of Magneto, where it comes with Sir Ian McKellen's head and a Michael Fassbender head. So I love the fact that we can get two versions, or both versions of these characters from the movies in one pack. You don't have to buy 4 figures to get the variations. And also in with the Foxverse line, and this is a line I was really excited for, and I'll tell you why I'm less excited now, is the Deadpool 2 movie wave. Now, I've wanted a movie Deadpool Marvel Legends figure for a while. Didn't think we'd get one. Obviously now the merger with Fox has happened. So the Deadpool comes in a 2-pack. So you get Deadpool and Negasonic Teenage Warhead, which is a cool name. And they'll be a double pack, which is cool. I'd like to pick that up. I'd also like Domino. She was a very cool character. Her power was portrayed really well in the movie. And the other figure, and this has really pissed me off, is Cable. This figure looks brilliant, but it's a Walgreen exclusive, which, because I'm in the UK, means it's going to be an expensive eBay exclusive. People will go out, buy this, double the price, stick it on eBay, and it'll only go up in value, and I'm doing it. So I may get Deadpool and Negasonic Teenage Warhead, but I won't bother with Deadpool and now Cable, because it will just become too expensive. And it is a shame, because I would like to buy the full wave, and Marvel Legends, you just need to stop making these exclusive to certain stores, because you're cutting off your fan base. If you made an exclusive figure that most people wouldn't know what it was unless they read the comics, fair enough, but to make Cable an exclusive to a store that I can't get to, it's a bit shit. The whole exclusives thing, to be honest, it pisses me off. Why can't we just have what we want to buy? If I want to give Hasbro my money, make me my toys, and make me my toys now that I can buy in a shop or online without paying extortionate fees over the top. Because Marvel don't see that money, or Hasbro don't see that money from people scalping and reselling on eBay, so what's the point? Yes, they're guaranteed the figure will sell out, but they don't earn extra, whereas if they had a couple left over that they put out in a bargain bin later in the year, it would make far more sense to me. So next up then, we're out of the Foxverse stuff now. We've got a modern Rogue. I'll put a picture here. I don't like this character design. I don't like it in the comics. I don't like it as an action figure, so I won't be picking this up. We get a first appearance Storm, which looks really cool, but it's a Target exclusive, and I live in the UK and we don't get Target, so again, it's an exclusive to eBay for me. Won't be buying it. Then we get a deluxe War Machine with an unmasked James Rhodes head sculpt, and it looks really cool, but I wouldn't pay the extra just for the sort of stand. There's a flight stand with it. There's basically 2 sort of rocket afterburners. It looks cool, but I wouldn't pay extra for just that and the accessories, especially when I've got that awesome Iron Patriot War Machine there. And then we've got Nimrod from Days of Future Past and other comics, but I didn't like the design of Nimrod in the comics. I certainly don't like the design on this toy. I like they've tried to tweak it, but it's not anything I would want to pick up. Nimrod has never looked cool to me, which is a shame, as the character itself is quite cool. I like the character. So then we get the Deadpool comic book wave. and I won't be picking this wave up because I've already had the blue costume Deadpool. I had him years ago, didn't realise how rare he was, and let the kids and the dog eat it, so yeah, I fucked up there. But I do like the Build-A-Figure for this wave, which is Strong Guy. But we also get in the wave Black Tom Cassidy, which is a very cool character from the comics if you've not read it. He was in Deadpool 2 as well, didn't look anything like him. We've got Maverick, and again, I don't know who he is, so comment down below and tell me. Not suitable for mum. I'm sure you'll be able to tell me because you do have an extensive knowledge of comics that I didn't realise you had. Then we've got Sunspot, and this is a really good looking figure. It's a character, I've read a few stories that he's in, but this figure looks really, really cool, and I'd like to pick it up just because this is a cool looking Legends figure. And then we've got Warpath. I know there's a few Warpaths out, but this Warpath looks pretty cool. I think I'd like that as well. And then there's obviously the Strong Guy Build-A-Figure, and he does look really, really cool, and I would definitely like to get him, but I don't want the full wave because I don't know who Maverick is, and I don't like the blue costume on Deadpool. I'd rather have a red one like I've got there. And then we get a comic book Punisher rider, and I need this, and I need this now. I need Castle on the motorcycle with a baseball bat and a machete. This thing looks awesome. Apparently there's a ton of accessories with it. The bike looks great. The Frank Castle head sculpts look great. He's got a war helmet. He's got one with plasters over the bridge of his nose on the side of his face. Just looks like a really, really awesome figure, and I do love the Punisher. Then we've got Old Man Logan with Baby Hulk. If you've not read Old Man Logan, go and read it. It's a brilliant story, and Logan the movie was very loosely based on elements of it. But this figure comes with a Baby Hulk, and I would love to pick this up just because I love that story so much. And alongside that we get an Old Man Hawkeye, and if you haven't read Old Man Logan, you'd see why I'm quite excited for the Old Man Hawkeye figure. Then we've got this Venomized range, which features Gwen Stacy, Miles Morales, and fucking Walmart exclusive Captain America, which means I can't complete the wave. So as much as these figures look awesome, I won't be collecting the range because I can't. I'm not paying over the top for them. There's also a deluxe Red Hulk. Now this looks incredible, it looks really cool, and it's a Target exclusive. So Hasbro, you're cutting your nose off to spite your face. I'm one person, and you've just like lost what, £30 for that, and you add all the other figures in, you've probably lost £100 from one collector. You look at all the collectors you've got, you really are cutting your nose off to spite your face with these exclusives. Just stop it. Then we get a Walgreen exclusive Iron Man 2020 with the same flight stand as the Captain America, with the same flight stand as War Machine. Again, I've got too many Iron Man. I don't like the look of this Iron Man figure either. I don't get the cogs around the shoulders. I haven't read this comic, so I know it's not Tony Stark in the suit, and it's not Riri Rogers, so I've very little interest in it. Maybe if I read the comics I'd get interested, but again, it's another higher price figure because of the stand. And last and certainly not least for a lot of people is a single card Hydra Soldier, available for pre-order now. Now this will excite a lot of collectors because it's a cheaper way on the single card to army build your figures, and I know people like to army build Hydra soldiers, etc. I don't see the point in army building. I don't have enough room for it, but I can see why people enjoy it. If I had a bigger space and more money, maybe I'd get into it, but not for me. So guys, there you go. There was a sort of rundown of New York Toy Fair. Some awesome figures. It's just a shame that so many are going to be exclusive to stores that I can't purchase from. I do believe Marvel or Hasbro are ballsing it up there because they are losing custom. And they lose it. They're going to stop people buying full runs. I would have loved to have picked up the Deadpool 2 entire range and because they've made one of them exclusive, I might not buy any of them now. So there you go, there's $130 they've lost from one customer. Then the Red Hulk, I can't buy it. I can't buy other waves because of the exclusives, and I won't pay over the top for figures. I never have, and I never will. So Hasbro, sort your shit out, because that's really, really annoying me. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in. If you have watched this video, thank you very much, because I get a feeling this is going to be quite a long video and it's going to take me days to edit it. So thanks for tuning in. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out Unit 15 Productions. They've done my background music. A nice guy called Drew Hamley wrote, recorded, produced, and then sent me this for absolutely nothing, just to help my channel out. And obviously I'm going to plug the shit out of him, just because he's such a nice guy and did what is a really awesome track. So guys, I'll catch you soon. Goodbye.